A strong argument in favor of a plant-based diet can be constructed by weaving together ancient philosophical teachings, historical examples of long-lived communities, and modern scientific understanding of the microbiome and disease prevention. Ancient dietary teachings and philosophy. The dietary principles espoused by thinkers such as Pythagoras, James the Just, and Apollonius of Tyana advocated for plant-based diets, which they believed contributed not only to physical health, but also to spiritual purity and mental clarity. Pythagoras was a staunch advocate of vegetarianism, teaching that abstaining from animal flesh was essential for the purity of the soul. His followers believed that a plant-based diet was aligned with natural law and promoted inner harmony, longevity, and intellectual clarity. Pythagoras saw the consumption of animals as a disruption of nature's balance and a form of violence that could affect a person's character and behavior. James the Just, brother of the crucified Judas the Galilean, and a revered figure in early Christian communities, was reported by early sources like Hegesippus to have been a strict vegetarian. It was written in scripture that he never touched meat. This ascetic Pythagorean lifestyle was closely tied to his ethical principles, valuing compassion for all living creatures. The early Judeo-Christian community, influenced by James's teachings, saw the avoidance of meat as an essential practice for spiritual and physical health. James was Zadok the Pharisee, who along with his brother Judas shared the 2 loaves with the 5,000. This lesson about the spirit of sharing was later turned into a magical David Blaine-style fish story by the monetary system and tax collectors. Apollonius of Tyana, a philosopher and contemporary of James and Judas, also embraced a plant-based diet, linking it to moral discipline and a higher spiritual state. Apollonius believed that a diet rich in fruits, grains, and vegetables brought the body into alignment with the cosmos, reducing aggression and enhancing clarity of thought. Historical evidence, the Qumran community and longevity. The Essenes, a Jewish Pythagorean hybrid sect associated with the fourth philosophy, described by Josephus Flavian, were well known for their dietary discipline and the resulting quality of life. Josephus writes that the Essene Ebionites, who lived in the Qumran community, were predominantly vegetarians, adhering to a Pythagorean-like perfect diet. According to the historian Josephus Flavian, many members of this fourth philosophy community lived well beyond 100 years. Their dietary practices, focused on consuming simple plant-based foods, were believed to purify the body and promote longevity. The Essene Ebionites abstained from meat not only for ethical reasons, but because they believed it contributed to bodily impurity and disease. Their long lifespans can be viewed as a testament to the health benefits of such a diet, reducing the burden on their bodies caused by parasitic and microbial infections that are more common in meat eaters. The difference in gut microbial colonization between meat eaters and those on plant-based diets is profound. Meat consumption can foster an environment in the gastrointestinal tract that supports the growth of pathogenic bacteria and parasites. These pathogens, including Clostridium, perfringens, Salmonella, and E. coli, are more commonly found in the digestive systems of carnivorous individuals due to the nature of meat as a vehicle for zoonotic bacteria and parasitic infections. Meat, especially if undercooked or contaminated, can introduce parasites such as Trichinella, Toxoplasma gondii, and Taenia solium. These parasites can colonize the human gastrointestinal tract, leading to chronic infections, inflammation, and long-term health complications. Rickettsia is a genus of bacteria that includes species responsible for diseases like typhus and Rocky Mountain spotted fever. Though typically transmitted by vectors like ticks, Rickettsia can exploit a host with a weakened immune system or compromised gut health, both of which can be exacerbated by a meat-heavy diet. The pro-inflammatory environment fostered by the consumption of animal proteins and fats can make the host more susceptible to such infections. US hospitals are shockingly uneducated and unequipped for diagnosing these types of infections. Many credible researchers, like Chris Newby in her 2019 book Bitten, have discovered that the US has mysteriously designed our hospitals to be hobbled regarding these parasitic infections because this is where the US government plays with our neurological system for political control. In contrast, those on a plant-based diet typically experience a more favorable microbial balance in their gastrointestinal tract. Plants are rich in fiber, which promotes the growth of beneficial bacteria such as bifidobacteria and lactobacilli. These bacteria help protect the gut lining, modulate immune responses, and outcompete harmful microbes. Vegans are less likely to experience the parasitic and pathogenic colonization that is common in meat eaters, in part because a plant-based diet does not introduce the same zoonotic risks and supports a more diverse and resilient microbiome. A plant-based diet can help mitigate the colonization and spread of Ricketsias, even the undetectable weaponized varieties aerosolized on us from overhead by pigs on the wing. A plant-based diet reverses these and other animal-based microbial infections in several ways. The high levels of vitamins, minerals and antioxidants in plant-based diets support immune system function, reducing the likelihood that infections like Rickettsia can take hold. For example, vitamin C, found in abundance in fruits and vegetables, is critical for immune health and helps the body fight off bacterial and viral infections. A diet rich in fiber helps maintain the integrity of the gut barrier, which acts as a first line of defense against pathogenic bacteria and parasites. A compromised gut, often seen in meat-heavy diets due to chronic inflammation, can allow infections to spread more easily through the bloodstream. A plant-based diet is anti-inflammatory by nature, rich in omega-3 fatty acids, polyphenols and fiber. By lowering inflammation throughout the body, a plant-based diet reduces the likelihood of systemic infections taking hold, including those caused by Rickettsia. In contrast, meat-heavy diets can promote chronic low-grade inflammation, which weakens the body's ability to respond to infections. The teachings of ancient philosophers like Pythagoras, James the Just, and Apollonius of Tyana, coupled with the historical examples of the Magi, Essene Ebionites, Nazarenes, and Gnostics, provide a strong ethical and practical argument for plant-based diets. These diets were seen not only as spiritually purifying, but as conducive to long life and robust health. Modern science supports these ancient teachings, showing that a plant-based diet promotes a healthier microbiome, reduces the risk of parasitic and microbial infections, and supports immune function. Additionally, a plant-based diet may mitigate the risk of weaponized Rickettsia colonization and other gain-of-function government-subsidized infections. Plant-based living contributes to overall longevity and vitality, as seen in communities that have adhered to such occulted Pythagorean principles throughout history. This convergence of ancient wisdom and modern microbiology reinforces the idea that a plant-based diet is the most aligned with both nature and human health.